Welcome back to Explain the Charts, everyone. Today, July 30th, 2025, we are zeroing in on Ethereum, symbol ETHUSD, to provide an exhaustive breakdown of its recent price action, heavily influenced by a flurry of significant news events. First, let's look at the headlines that are driving this market. Major news is swirling around Ethereum, particularly the recent approval of spot Ethereum ETFs in the US, which has ignited immense institutional interest. iInvest reports staggering inflows of $2.39 billion into these ETFs in just 6 days this July, far outstripping Bitcoin ETF inflows during the same period. BlackRock's iShares Ethereum Trust, ETHA, alone raked in $1.79 billion in a single week. This massive institutional adoption is a critical bullish driver, as highlighted by predictions of Ethereum reaching $15,000 by 2025. Adding to the bullish narrative is substantial whale accumulation. On-chain data from July shows megawallets purchasing over $4.18 billion worth of ETH within just 2 weeks. This accumulation often precedes major price rallies, reinforcing strong market confidence. Technological advancements are also playing a significant role, with the Dankin upgrade already reducing Layer 2 transaction fees. The upcoming Pectra upgrade, expected in late 2024 or early 2025, is set to further boost staking efficiency. Furthermore, eToro is planning to tokenize 100 popular US stocks as ERC-20 tokens on the Ethereum blockchain by August 2025, opening doors for 24/5 trading and enhancing Ethereum's utility and liquidity for real-world assets. Regulatory clarity, with the SEC recognizing Ethereum as a commodity, is further bolstering institutional participation and stabilizing the DeFi environment. Lastly, anticipated lower interest rates later in 2025 are expected to favor risk assets like ETH, providing macroeconomic tailwinds. While current events paint a predominantly bullish picture, it's crucial to remember that market volatility can present challenges such as scalability issues and high fees, though network upgrades are continuously addressing these concerns. Now, let's translate these powerful narratives into what we see on the charts. Beginning with the one-day chart, we can observe the broad strokes of Ethereum's journey since March 2024, seeing clear trends and significant price reversals. After an initial period of volatility in March and April 2024, where prices fluctuated mostly between $3,000 and $3,700, we saw a notable dip to around $2,500 in mid-April. However, the fundamental strength began to show in May 2024 with a sharp surge from roughly $3,000 to over $3,800 by May 23, a move likely influenced by early rumors or expectations around institutional interest. This was followed by a prolonged downtrend into June and August 2024, with ETH falling from above $3,800 to a significant low of approximately $1,911 on August 5, establishing this as a key long-term support level. A recovery phase then ensued, pushing prices back towards the $2,700 to $2,800 range, before consolidating in September 2024 around $2,300 to $2,600. The bullish momentum truly reignited in October and November 2024, seeing ETH climb back from $2,400 to surpass the $3,800 mark, reminiscent of the earlier May rally. A significant peak near $4,096 was achieved on December 6, 2024, which then acted as a strong resistance, leading to a sharp pullback down to the $3,400 range by mid-December, marking a short-term reversal. The beginning of 2025 saw further consolidation and a dip to around $3,100 to $3,200 in January, followed by a more pronounced decline in February, bottoming out around $2,100 on February 3 and again near $2,200 by month-end, possibly reacting to broader market uncertainties or profit-taking. March 2025 witnessed further downside, with ETH hitting another low around $1,800 on March 10, indicating weakening short-term sentiment but holding above the August 2024 low. Critically, April 2025 presented a major reversal point as prices plunged to approximately $1,410 on April 7th, but this level proved to be a strong long-term support, prompting a powerful rebound. From this April low, Ethereum has been on a strong recovery path throughout May and June 2025, steadily reclaiming higher price points and showcasing renewed buying interest. Now, let's specifically observe the recent dramatic surge in July 2025, which directly correlates with the news of massive ETF inflows and whale accumulation. Zooming into the recent strong bullish trend on the 1-hour chart, starting from early July 2025, we can clearly see the relentless upward pressure. Notice how the price consolidated around $2,500 to $2,600 at the start of July, then experienced a significant breakout. If we narrow our focus on the period from July 9th at 1800 hours Universal Time Coordinated to July 10th at 2100 hours Universal Time Coordinated, we observe a sustained upward move, pushing through minor resistance levels. This particular surge shows price moving from around $2,720 to a sharp climb towards $2,972 in a matter of hours, fueled by strong buying volume. This breakout confirms the short-term bullish sentiment and aligns perfectly with reports of increasing institutional and whale activity. Any dips during this period were quickly bought up, indicating robust demand and a strong bullish control of the market. Now, transitioning to the 15-minute chart, we gain an even finer perspective on the immediate price action and volatility, especially during the latest rally. Let's pinpoint the strong momentum from July 26th at 21:59 Universal Time Coordinated through July 28th at 2:29 Universal Time Coordinated. Within this short time frame, Ethereum consistently moved higher, from approximately $3,760 to hitting around $3,890. Even minor pullbacks on this time frame were shallow and quickly reversed, showing immediate buy support. This granularity demonstrates the continuous accumulation and strong upward drive even on an intraday basis, confirming the underlying strength previously observed on the daily and hourly charts. The high transaction volumes during these rallies further validate the strong buying interest. For short-term traders, these tight consolidation patterns and subsequent upward breaks offer potential entry points, with clear risk management using the nearest support. Across these time frames, several key price levels emerge for ETHUSD. The most critical long-term support stands firm around $1,400 to $1,500, established by the strong bounce in April 2025. Intermediate support levels are observed around $2,100 to $2,200, which acted as a floor in February and March 2025, and more recently. The $2,500 to $2,600 zone has become a significant support after the early July breakout. Looking at resistance, the historical highs around $3,800 to $4,100 are the immediate levels to watch. Specifically, the December 2024 peak near $4,096 presents a formidable psychological and technical barrier. A sustained break above this level would signal a continuation of the current bullish trend and potentially open the door to much higher targets. For short-term trading, observing the nearest 15-minute and 1-hour support and resistance zones, such as the current $3,700 area as support and $3,850 to $3,900 as immediate resistance, is crucial. Momentum indicators and volume spikes should always be monitored to confirm breakouts or reversals. A significant increase in selling volume on downward moves, especially if it breaks key supports, would signal a shift towards bearish sentiment. Considering both the news and chart data, the short-term outlook for ETHUSD remains predominantly bullish. The sustained buying pressure from ETF inflows and whale accumulation provides a strong fundamental backdrop. Price is currently flirting with higher resistance levels, and continued momentum suggests a test of the $4,000 psychological barrier is highly probable. Long-term, the outlook is even more robustly bullish. Ethereum's continuous technological advancements, its leading role in DeFi and NFTs, coupled with increasing real-world asset tokenization, position it for significant growth. The predictions of $15,000 by 2025 and $20,000 by 2030 are supported by these strong fundamentals and market adoption trends. However, a bearish scenario could emerge if major macroeconomic shifts occur, such as unexpected interest rate hikes or a broader market downturn. Profit-taking after such a rapid ascent is also a natural market behavior that could lead to temporary pullbacks. Traders should look for divergence between price and volume as an early warning sign of a potential reversal. To recap, the immediate key price levels to watch are the strong long-term support at $1,400 to $1,500, the intermediate support at $2,500 to $2,600, and the critical resistance zone around $3,800 to $4,100. Our unbiased prediction suggests the high likelihood, around 70 to 80%, of ETHUSD breaking past the $4,000 mark in the short to medium term. This likelihood is reinforced by sustained ETF inflows, positive regulatory sentiment, and continued whale accumulation. For the longer term, there's a medium likelihood, approximately 50 to 60%, of Ethereum reaching the $15,000 target by the end of 2025. This would be further reinforced if global macroeconomic conditions become more favorable with lower interest rates, boosting overall risk asset appetite. Conversely, a significant reversal below $3,000 carries a lower likelihood, roughly 20 to 30%, unless unforeseen negative catalysts or a major market correction occurs. Such a scenario would be reinforced by a breakdown of key support levels accompanied by high selling volume. Key things to look for going forward include sustained high trading volumes during upward price movements and continued positive news regarding Ethereum's scaling solutions and real-world utility. Keep a close eye on upcoming Federal Reserve announcements and global economic data, as these can significantly impact the broader crypto market. Always remember to manage your risk carefully, use stop-loss orders, and conduct your own thorough research before making any trading decisions. Thank you for joining us on Explain the Charts, and we'll see you in the next one.